blessed evening. I'm having a blessed evening. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. Hold on one second. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. This is a beautiful evening, and this is a beautiful topic. I definitely want to talk about this topic. Now, um, this crime happened back in 2020 when this young man, Sean Williams, and his mother name is Sandy Williams. This happened back in 2020 when he was 16 years old, right? It's sad. This is sad, and I'm definitely going to get into it. I'm going to read a little bit of it. It says, his name is Sean Williams, and his mother is Sandy Williams. Now, I'm going to just talk about a little bit of it. It says, a man will spend the next 3 decades behind bars for killing his mother because he was mad about losing his phone privilege. Right? So, now, what I'm about to do is show you a video. We're going to get into a video. Then I'm going to get into talking about this.
1-year-old Clinton man has been sentenced to 30 years in prison for the second-degree murder of his mother. Prosecutors say Sean Willis shot her twice while she slept in their home back in April of 2020. They say he was upset that she took his cell phone and prevented him from speaking with his girlfriend. Willis initially gave conflicting accounts to investigators before he confessed. The case was influenced by Tennessee's sentencing rules for juveniles, as Willis was 16 at the time of the crime. Family members of that victim were in court for his guilty plea. District Attorney General Dave Clark called it a shocking crime and thanked law enforcement agencies for their work in securing that conviction.
Okay, now we're going to get into the topic. He killed his mother, 16 years old, because she took his cell phone, electronics, right? Because he wanted to talk to his girlfriend, basically, right? You 16 years old. You 16. And the reason why I say he's 16, he's 16 years old, right? I don't know where his father is at. I don't know is any male figure there, right? So at 16 years old, you just learning. You're learning about a lot of things, right? Now, this is where you're supposed to be becoming a man, because you're 16, you start working, but even though you're a man, you start working way before that. Before that, you're 16 years old, right? So being that there's probably no male figure there, the mom is teaching him, giving him tough love on showing him how to become a man and prepping him on how to become a man, basically. Just giving him little chores, little things that he need to do around the house, right? So he become masculine and he can take care of his living quarters, his room, stuff like that, you know? When you are 16 years old, this is where your mind is expanding, and this is where you start really start feeling yourself, right? It's really 15. Start feeling yourself, right? This is where the peak of you becoming a man is at an all-time high. Now, you're 16 years old. You really don't have no chores around the house. Your mother's cleaning up everything around you. You're not cleaning up, and you on video games. You playing video games. You're not taking out the trash. You're really not doing too much. You really don't have that much responsibility at 16, even though you're supposed to have responsibilities at 16. Now, I don't know if the case, what is going on, right? Basically, his mother probably told him to do something, or he was acting out of school, and she probably talked to him, and he wasn't feeling that. He wasn't vibing with that, right? So she took his electronics. She took his cell phone. You know, you're 16 years old. You don't really even supposed to be having no girlfriend. You should be worrying about right now focusing on school, focus on becoming a man, and focus on these things. So now your mother's showing you tough love. She took your phone privilege, took your cell phone, took your electronics. So, you can learn how to have responsibilities, not just be laying around the house and not doing anything. She wants you to be productive out in society. She wants you to be a man. She can't teach you how to be a man, but she can groom you in the way where that you can, your masculine ways can kick in, and then you can figure it out with experience going throughout life, basically, right? So now you pick up a gun and you shoot her and kill her in her sleep. He shot her twice in her head. He shot her twice in her head. How you doing? How you doing? How you doing? How you doing? He shot his mother twice in her head for taking his electronics because he wasn't following the rules and regulation which she laid down, right? She probably was working and she probably told him to do a few things around the house, take out the garbage, walk the dog, clean up behind yourself, clean your room up, you know, because at a certain age, you as a young boy, you ain't trying to clean up, you ain't trying to do nothing. You know, you out in the street, you out and about, you moving around. You ain't got no time to be cleaning up. You know, some of that had to do with the parents because the parents are always cleaning up after their children and they not giving their children no discipline basically. So the child's growing up thinking that you his maid or her maid, and you're not showing them, how to clean and what to clean, and just playing with their toys. You start giving them chores at a young age. 4 years old, 5 years old, pick up your toys and put them in the toys, and pick up your toys and put them in the chest, right? Pick up your toys and put them in the chest. So, this is what you're supposed to do. This is what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to start learning at a young age responsibilities. Some of us, some of the parents, they get lackadaisy on it, and they don't basically start teaching their children and laying down the law to them when they get older. Because, as a baby, oh my baby, no. You're supposed to be teaching them at a young age to pick up behind themselves and clean up behind themselves. You're supposed to be teaching them how to cook, how to clean, how to sew, how to iron, right? How to wash clothes, how to do these things for themselves. Let them watch you first, and then you say, okay, baby, listen, we about to do laundry. We're going to have laundry day, all right? I want you to take all the whites over there and put all the whites over there. Take all the colors over there and put all the colors over there. That's how you start to teaching. You start to groom them, right? And giving them chores so they won't become lazy. A lot of parents don't, they don't. I'm not saying that. It's 50-50. Some parents teach their children how to clean. Some parents don't. They do it for them. And the mistake is that when these children grow up, 9 times out of 10, they're not going to clean up behind themselves because they had their parents, they had everybody clean up behind them. They don't know anything about chores. They don't know anything about that because you never gave them a chore. You never really gave them responsibilities to do these certain things. Just tell them go to school, get good grades. No, this is not good. This is not good. You have to teach your child responsibilities. And I want to send my condolences out to the family of this mother that the son shot her in her head because she took his phone from him. He was 16 at the time. While she was asleep, he shot her twice in her head because he couldn't talk to his girlfriend. No, it's because she started laying down the rules and regulation where he needs to follow. Clean up behind yourself. Wash the tub. Wash the toilet bowl. Take out the garbage. Do these certain things. He didn't like that. He didn't like that. And I'm going to keep it real with you. And a lot of children to this day, they don't like that. They do not like that. They don't like you to tell them anything. Because at the end of the day, they think that you are the child and they the parent. The way they talk to you is like they've been here way before you. This is how they feel. They don't got no experience, and the internet is raising them. this internet, the digital world is raising the children. And this is an actual true fact. This should not have happened, but it happens often. It happens often. When you tell your children to do something, they don't listen. They do whatever they wanted to do. They do whatever they want to do because they feel that they grown. Now, this extent right here is disrespectful. He should never shot his mother and killed his mother. He should never shot her and killed her, but he did. He did. He murdered her. Now he got to spend 30 years in jail. He got to spend 30 years in jail. 30 years. 30 years in jail. And this is sad. It's a sad situation. This should be a wake-up call to all of the children out there that's giving their mother a hard time, right, about cleaning up behind themselves and becoming responsibilities and becoming young adults. We only trying to help you. We are only trying to help you. Thank you so much, Beans. God love you too. Thank you so much. You know, we only trying to steer you in the right direction so you don't fall in the same pitfalls that we fell in before you was born. You don't have the experience of life. You may know certain things based on the internet and stuff like that, but you don't have the experience of life yet to be telling people what to do, especially grown-ups that been here way before you. You know, and this is what a lot of children do. They take advantage of that. And they feel that what they say go. That's why I said today's era is the parent is the child is the parent now. You pick up a gun and shoot your mother in her head twice while she was asleep. Or because she took your cell phone. And I see that so many times that parents take the children electronics and they get stock mad. They get mad. They're ready to fight their parents, beat their parents, hurt their parents because the things that they are doing, all they trying to do is show you and bring awareness to you so you can become a young adult, a young lady, and a young man. And that you can fend for yourself and you can learn responsibilities. And this is an actual true fact. This is a true fact. This is a true fact. You should not be hitting on your mother and your parents because they are trying to teach you how to be responsible. Actually, how to get it on your own, how to get it back, how to do things, how to work for what you want out of life. Not just laying around, not just cleaning up behind yourself. This is an actual true fact. You know, I listen, let me tell you something. I got a lot of cleaning up to do myself. You know, I got a lot of cleanup to do myself, organizing my clothes, organizing my shoes, organizing. So I'm just saying, you know, take responsibilities and learn how to calm down and listen to your parents. Listen to your parents. And it's sad that this happened to the mother, but you know what? All around the world this happened. That children is beating on their parents because their parents take their electronics. This is an actually true fact. So I want to have an amazing evening with friends, family, with everybody. This is a sad situation. Very sad story. And this happened back in 2020. He was 16. So right now, I think he's like 20, 21, 22. So you gotta spend 30 years in jail for killing his mother, shooting his mother. Yeah. Peace, y'all. Peace.